Yeah, how was the run? How was the show?
It was a great run. It's by far our best this season, so I'm super stoked.
They've got some hard parts.
They do. We're doing music by Frank Sullivan called The Lost Boy, and Inspired Music, and give him a shout out because it's a great show. And it's called The Lost Boy, and the second movement is Four Scottish Dances by Sir Malcolm Arnold, and it is his second movement. And it's still grade 6 lit on the field. I mean, the brass players are in the key of E at one point in time, so there's a lot of difficulty, and I have a really young group this year, so it's been a big stretch for them.
You've got some really interesting electronic setups where you got some mics on the sidelines, but you've also got this massive platform in the back where you've got a drum major and an electronic drum set.
Yes.
What's going on back there?
So going on back there is there's a sort of a silent sound stage so that they're able to hear, so that there isn't the timing delays. We've been using that for about 3 years now. We've used that to try and help make sure tempos stay very consistent, because kids are not always as consistent as they should be from performance to performance. So they have that in the back, and they're able to hear each other, and I'm able to communicate with the back pit as well as for balance and sound and everything else. And this year we're trying the whole wireless, connect to a router. We are able to control the soundboard in the stands. The back pit one worked today, and mine did not with the front pit, but that's okay. It worked out great.
So how does that change the aspect of the timing with did they not be able to hear everything that's going on in the field?
The back pit cannot hear anything other than what they are doing.
Okay.
And everybody else, so the front drum major is watching the back drum major to make sure that our timing is together. Instead of the traditional marching bands where the drum major is watching the center snare and the percussion and the timings from there, it's actually truly in the center of the field. It's taken us a couple years to kind of hone in on it and kind of figure it out. We're still working on it. There's still some times that tempo and lining up and spacing are obviously an issue just like anybody else on the field, but they're really starting to figure it all out.
You get some massive props. You've got these really, really cool opening flowers on the left side where you've got some soloists featured on there, and you've got this gigantic ship on the right-hand side.
It is.
How did that all come to be?
I have a great visual staff. Alex Perez and Peter Beckhard are with me as far as design consultants. And when I talked to them about this, told my parents, all right, I want a 60-foot ship. And of course, they thought I'd lost my mind. And then I have the best parents in the world by far. It's all made out of scaffolding. It has trap doors in it. Kids are coming in and out of the floor, so they come in, they disappear. It's super interactive, and that's what it has to be. Because there's a Lost Boys, so we take your eye across the field. You know, in Neverland, the Lost Boys had a ship. Flowers, sort of the idea of that and the colorfulness, sort of pulled it from Avatar, and that idea, the thought process of how they open and close to reveal people. So that's sort of where it all came from. But you know, the parents, it's all hand painted. The flowers are hand painted. Flags are hand painted in the middle movement. The ship is hand painted. So they are amazing. The only thing we couldn't use is our mast. We have masts that go on this ship, so it looks more like a ship and not an ark. But with height restrictions, it's about 26 feet tall, so we couldn't use it today, but that's okay.
Tell me a little bit about, you've got some extras that are in the show, and they're dressed in all black, but they become a pivotal part of the role.
They are. Using the Ruthby song at the beginning, The Lost Boy, it talks about, I am Peter Pan. So, of course, during the day it didn't show up, but the window we have in the beginning, the light shines up and Peter Pan appears in the window with the song. Didn't show up during the day. Of course, and the sun came out just for us today and kind of ruined that effect. But at nighttime, it definitely is obvious. So it's a lot of extra kids that are friends of other students in the band. Some are in my band class but just don't want to march. And some are younger siblings. Like there's some 6th graders out there that are performing. We have some students actually that are special needs that with autistic versions, so that they're able to be a part of it and have something to do and play a huge role because they are my shadows. Because the Lost Boys, our color guard, has to find their shadow pan at the end. And you have to wait and see if they find them all or not.